The seaside town had long lost its golden age charm. Now, its blinking arcades, run-down shops, and greasy fast food joints masked a darker reality, one teetering between neglect and decay. Charlene Downes, just 14, was one of many working-class teens drawn to the chaos of the promenade. She had a spark, talkative, wild, a bit reckless, but deeply caring, a middle child in a large family. She often escaped the streets for freedom. Her parents worried, but it was hard to pin her down. On Saturday, November 1st, Charlene told her mom she'd be back soon. She wore a red top and a black jacket. She had 5 pounds in her pocket. She left at 6:45 p.m. and was last seen near the North Pier, smiling. And then nothing. No phone call. No body. No scream. Just absence. It wasn't until Sunday night that panic truly set in. Charlene never stayed out this long. Her mother, Karen Downes, reported her missing. Police filed it as a runaway, standard for a teen with a free spirit. But days turned into weeks. Her friends hadn't heard from her. No activity on her social accounts. No calls. Her family began putting up flyers. Have you seen Charlene? Across Blackpool. Nobody had. Behind the scenes, something darker stirred. One girl, 14, same age, came forward. Nervous. Fidgety. She said she knew Charlene. They used to hang around Albatiki's kebab shop on Dixon Road. They'd get free food, drinks. They were always nice to us, she said, then paused. But sometimes they wanted more. She refused to say more and left shaking. Detectives dug deeper. The kebab shop was owned by Iyad Albatiki, a Jordanian man in his 30s, a respected business owner, soft-spoken, no criminal record. But rumors whispered of what went on behind that counter. Albatiki wasn't alone. His friend Muhammad Raveshi ran a nearby flat. He too had ties to teenage girls. They were rarely seen during the day, but often at night. Several girls came forward, their stories consistent. They were groomed, given cigarettes and food, then asked for favors. Some described being touched. Others spoke of threats when they refused. Then came the claim that would freeze investigators. A teenage girl claimed she overheard Albatiki say she was chopped up and minced into kebabs. Nobody's going to find her now. It sounded too grotesque to be real, but the police couldn't ignore it. Lancashire police launched Operation Retrace. Covert officers bugged the homes, cars, and phones of Albatiki and Raveshi. They waited, watched, listened. For months, they heard snippets of disturbing chatter, coded phrases, vague references to her, and talk of being watched. Then, in one chilling recording, Raveshi is heard saying, "Her body has never been found. They got nothing." Albatiki laughs. "Cut her up, didn't we?" Were they joking, bragging, hiding in plain sight? The Crown Prosecution Service believed it was enough. In 2007, 4 years after Charlene vanished, Albatiki and Raveshi were arrested and charged with murder and disposing of a body. But the trial will become its own tragedy. The prosecution presented over 52 hours of surveillance tapes. The language was ambiguous, often mumbled or recorded in poor quality. But combined with witness testimonies and patterns of grooming, it painted a horrifying picture. But the defense struck back hard. They claimed the tapes were unclear, selectively edited, and in some cases, tampered with. One key CD, a supposed smoking gun, was missing metadata, suggesting someone had altered the recording timeline. How could we trust any of it? The jury faltered. The judge halted proceedings. A mistrial was declared. Albatiki and Raveshi walked out of court, smirking. As public outrage mounted, whispers turned into headlines. Blackpool wasn't alone. Reports surfaced from Rochdale, Rotherham, Telford. Thousands of girls abused by grooming gangs over decades. Authorities, it emerged, had failed to act again and again. In many cases, officers admitted they feared being labeled racist if they pursued Asian or Muslim men accused of grooming white underage girls. Charlene's case was the tip of a horrifying iceberg, one that some institutions prefer to sink beneath the surface. Karen Downes screamed into the void. "My daughter's death was politically inconvenient," she said. so they buried it. In 2011, the Independent Police Complaints Commission, IPCC, admitted police errors, evidence mishandling, and institutional inertia. But no officers were charged. A new twist emerged. A former associate Raveshi came forward, anonymously, claiming Charlene had been strangled in a flat, wrapped in plastic, and disposed of in bags taken to a commercial landfill. He even drew a layout of the flat. But the flat had been renovated. The bins? Long gone. Without a body, it was hearsay. A memory. A maybe. It's now been over 20 years. Charlene's body has never been found. No one has ever been convicted. And yet, her name remains a symbol. A wound. Charlene Downes still walks a promenade. Still talks to journalists. Still prays that some will come forward. In 2021, a documentary reignited interest in the case, sparking petitions and calls for a retrial. But legal barriers and lost evidence make it nearly impossible. And so the truth remains buried, somewhere between failed institutions, political fear, and a town that stopped asking hard questions. The hardest part isn't that I don't know where she is, Karen once said. It's that they do, and they got away with it.